Hey Bill, in this video today, I'm going to actually show you 3 things that you can do today to help bring in more customers to your business. My name is Seleni McGregor, and I actually work with small business owners across the state of Utah. I'm based out of Utah County myself, so I put together a quick custom video for you about your online presence, specifically how you're stacking up against your competitors. There is no sales pitch here, just pure value. So at this point, you're probably sitting there asking yourself, why would she be doing this? What's the catch here? Well, those are fair questions. Most local business owners are just too busy actually running their business. They're swamped with payroll, helping customers, answering questions, dealing with employees, staying on top of the jobs. And many times learning how to leverage the internet to benefit their company can just gets buried underneath all of the other to-dos. And let's be real, half the time, the only reason they haven't hired somebody yet is because they just don't know who to trust and who is truly an expert. And that's exactly why I make videos like this. I have found that by giving people an easy, free attack plan of things that they can actually do to impact their business for free, it's resulted in some of those local business owners still raising their hands and saying, I like you, Seleni. Can you please just handle this for me? So if by the end of this video you've liked what you've heard and you can see that I've got a lot of tricks up my sleeve that can help your business, just shoot me a message back and we can chat. Or if at the end of this video you simply want to take this free attack plan that I give you and do it yourself, that totally works for me too. Now let me show you 3 things that will set Floodmaster apart and above your competition. The 3 things we're going to cover today is first, content, second, citations, and third, backlinks. So first up is content. So since Google isn't a human, it doesn't know exactly what you do. It needs to be told through your content. And content is basically anything here that you can see on your homepage here that is highlighted. So this can be text, it can be your pictures, what pictures are saved as, and even what's behind the pictures. That can all be considered content. So to kind of give you an example, if we were to right click on one of these pictures and try to save it, we can see what it is saved at, which is a bunch of numbers. So ideally here, we would want to be able to have detailed descriptions that are using keywords. So something like mold restoration, Salt Lake City, or whatever is applicable that's actually describing the picture, but throwing in specific locations that you are trying to target as well. These are all the things that Google bots can read and basically get an idea of what is this business, what services do they offer, what area are you targeting, and that's going to position you in the search ranking. So the goal is having enough unique and authoritative website to be able to add in those keywords and key phrases that people are going to be searching for in Google in order for somebody to find the services that you offer. Most business owners know that they need content, but what they don't know is that in order to rank number 1 in restoration, the content count needs to be like 1,500 to 2,400 words on your homepage, again, while making sure it has the right keywords in there. Right now, when I looked up your site on this word counter, it looks like we are sitting about 418 words. One of the top competitors in the Salt Lake area is, when I throw theirs in, let's see, it looks like they're closer to 1,100, and you can see that here on their homepage, just that they've got a lot more content going on here. So really important to be able to increase that content to kind of make sure that you're just increasing past your competitors. We're actually going to jump over here into one of my tools. This tool is called Ahrefs. It's a really cool tool. It typically costs a couple $100 a month, but it essentially gives me behind the scene details that Google is looking at when it comes to ranking a site. And it can get an idea of what's working well for you and your competition. So first thing here, I ran a quick scan of your competitor here. Again, this is a competitor in Salt Lake. I'm working right now here on, this is your back page for your Salt Lake City location. I know you guys are down in South Utah as well, down in St. George area. So the same can be true for competitors down in that area, but for this video, I just shot the Salt Lake region. So this is going after your competitor here. When I threw them into the tool, we've got kind of an overview of seeing what's working well for them. So it looks like their website has about 562 keywords on it and the type of traffic that it is bringing into them. Now, if we actually want to dive into specifically these keywords, we can look at the exact keywords that they're ranking for and what the customers are searching for every month. So we can see here, we're going to focus on keywords that have specific locations attached to them. So water damage, Salt Lake City, volume 60, they're in the 3rd position for that. Fifth position here, water damage restoration, Salt Lake City at 160 search volume. It's a pretty high one for that specific area. We've got 150 for disaster cleanup in Utah here. So it kind of gives you an idea of these different specific keywords and what type of volume and customers are actually searching for all of these. Mold removal, Salt Lake City again. So looking at all of these, I mean, especially you want to really focus on the location specific, because these other ones are just national terms, which means anybody across the US could be searching for those. So we want to focus on ones actually in our area, because then you're actually able to solve their problem. So like I said, you could do similarly and go look up St. George area and see what type of specific keywords they're using down in that area and what type of volume, so you know how many or what keywords to go after on your web page. So let's actually jump over here into your site, and the same tool. We can see this overview. Your website's currently getting about 36 keywords and what type of traffic that it's bringing in. So let's dive a little bit deeper to see which keywords. So you do have some that are location specific, which is great. Flood damage, Salt Lake City, you can see here that it's got about 20 volume. There's a 50 volume, flood master. So this one, so kind of a good idea to keep in mind is your name is cool because it can be a generic search volume, but one thing we keep in mind as well is just you want to think of what type of words people are actually searching in Google when they're trying to find something. A lot of these more generic, water damage or restoration, those are the type of things that people are going to be searching in to get the services that they're trying to look for. So you've got several keywords that can be really great here and great to utilize. The biggest thing here is just pushing your positioning up. So you can see here your highest ranked position is for flood damage Salt Lake City, which again is a great keyword. It has okay volume there. There are some that are maybe a little bit stronger that we were seeing over here on your competitor's side for the Salt Lake City area. So there could be some work that could help you there, but the biggest thing is getting that position up. These keywords are great, especially if your position can be on the first page of Google. Top 3 first would be the best, right? But really working on that positioning there, which we'll talk about in a minute, of how to give your site authority that will help increase these rankings for you. So just kind of closing over that first one, making sure that you're beating your competition online, making sure to get that first, your front page up to the minimum of 1,500 keywords, because that's really what's starting to drive your competitor's business with using those right keywords a certain amount of times and then getting the power behind them as well. Now we're going to actually jump over here into Google, and I searched in one of those top keywords there that are being searched in this area for water damage and restoration Salt Lake City. First of all, you see here the ads section. So ads can work. They can also be a money pit if your foundation, like your website, isn't dialed in. So just be really careful to not burn through your money with ads until you know for sure that your website will convert. So we're actually going to jump down here just below the ads section. We're going to cover the coveted map pack area. So this has a lot to do with the second important thing, which we're going to talk about, which is citations. So you're probably asking yourself, well, what is a citation? Why do they matter? And those are great questions. So this is called the Google Map Pack. So I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure you've even used this section and possibly even thought to yourself, how in the world can I get my business up on here? So citations are actually super simple. They are just your business name, address, and phone number listed on a bunch of online directories like these, like Yelp, Yellow Pages, City Star, and so on. They just need to match your Google listing exactly. Having citations like this helps Google verify and give relevance to your local business. So the number one thing that you can do today to help push your business to one of those top 3 spots on the map pack, super simple. You just need to increase your citation game. When you get more citations than your competitor, especially citations from authoritative and industry-specific websites, your credibility boosts and you gain even more trust from Google, which will then push you higher here on the map pack. So you might be asking yourself, that's great, but how do I actually do that? Well, we use sites like WhiteSpark or Bright Local that'll tell us exactly which directories your competition is listed on. And then we can go out and match their directories. And we don't want to just match them though. We're going to actually get more and we're going to dominate them online. So if your competitor has 100 citations, we're going to go get 150 or 200 citations. Now, the last thing that we're going to talk about is backlinks, often called link juice. This third pillar will really help you to be able to dominate on Google. So again, when we search in that keyword phrase, water damage and restoration Salt Lake City, below the ads, below the map, you get down into this section. This is called the organics listings section. Now, I see that your site is not number 1 or even on the first page of Google here. Really important, this is really where you want to be. And in order to get there, you have to beat out your competition in every aspect. You need authority. Authority is what's going to help those keywords that you've got also rank. So this is really where those backlinks come into play. So simply put, a backlink is when one website links to another website. The easiest way to think about this is to simply just think about it like a popularity contest back in high school. You want the coolest, most popular kid to be recommending you. So in this popularity contest, the business with the most relevant link juice or authority wins. And I say relevant because not all backlinks are created equal. So you're a restoration company, right? Well, you wouldn't want to have a backlink from an ice cream shop linking back to because you guys don't churn ice cream. Although tasty, that backlink would be kind of useless to you. But having a backlink from, an insurance company or construction company linking to you, that would be much more effective. So jumping over here into our tool again, we can actually see that your website's got about 10 backlinks linking back to it. This is again for that Salt Lake back page there. Not bad, but definitely not dominant. Then if we're looking at the other competitor, they've got 869 backlinks pointing back to them and some from strong relevant sources. So again, how do we get these? Well, we can actually click here and we can see the exact sites that they're linking to. And we can go get those same links for your business or even higher quality ones. Again, this is very beatable in time. So getting you to the top of Google is not magic. It's just a tried and true method, and I've shown you that exact method today. So again, just in closing, the 3 things you can do today to grow your online presence is increasing your front page to the minimum 1,500 words with those right keywords and phrases, and maybe adjusting how many times you're using the keywords so that maybe that can help push you up in those positionings for them. Second, just making sure to get your name, address, and phone number listed on as many of those directories as possible to beat out your competition by a landslide. And then lastly, just being able to dive into your backlinks and getting more quality sites pointing back to you guys to show that you are the authority. If you implement these strategies today, you can be number 1 across Google. It's really that simple. So I'm sure you're wondering, okay, well, what now? Well, you pretty much have 2 options. You can go ahead and take this information I've provided to you today and do this on your own, and I am totally good with that. Or if you have found this information valuable and are one of those business owners still to raise their hands for the most effective route to save yourself time and hassle, just simply respond to my email. We will set up a time to chat and dive deeper into your specific situation and see what I can do to help your business really thrive. Once again, my name is Seleni, and I look forward to your email. Have a great one.